Hey there, in this tutorial I'll show you how to mix your vocals from scratch in FL Studio. Now this is a step-by-step tutorial to get pro results for your vocal mixes in FL Studio. So if you're new, hit the subscribe button down below and let's get started. So this song is by Boy Vic and I'll play the demo so you hear how it sounds.
My life got too much demons. I'm saying what I see, so can't explain, so I moved on. Free my soul with some makeup. Same man if it die.
So that's the demo. Now with this demo there's some effect like reverb and some tuning going on already, but now we're going to listen to the raw files to see how it sounds. Turn up the demo and then press play.
My life, I'm saying what I see, so can't explain, so I moved on. Free my soul with some makeup. Same man if it die. Say I'm living my own best life. You can ask me why I choose to fight in my life. Same man if it die. Say I'm living my own best life. You can ask me why I choose to fight in my life.
Alright, so now we're going to take this song, polish it up and make it sound a lot more balanced and professional, okay? So first of all, we're going to listen to hear the problems we hear in the mix, okay? There's lots of imbalance going on. Some parts the vocals drop and some parts it becomes too loud, both in the lead vocals and in the backup vocals, even in the hook. Same thing, for example, if I play this side right here.
Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say oli.
So you could hear the vocals dying out at those points, okay? So we're going to try to balance that with simple and easy to follow techniques, okay? So when you're trying to mix, the first thing you need to set is your project tempo, okay? It's very important to set your project tempo because you may use some effects like reverb and delay, which are time-based, and what sets the time in your project is your tempo. So I'm just going to double click this, right click the audio right here, then come to detect tempo. So I'm just going to click 75 to 150. You can see 112 BPM. Just click yes and it sets it by default. And to make sure it's set, we'll press play with our metronome on.
My life got too much demons. My life, I'm saying what I see, so
So the next thing we want to do is link each track to the mixer. So I'm just going to come right here, insert one, vocals, link this again. So the next thing we need to do is know the key of the song. So to know the key, you can use this free website called TuneBat. So you just drag and drop the beat in there and it's going to tell you the key, C# minor. And why this is important is because we need to tune the vocals, okay? So we're going to come right here, come to use auto tune. You can use auto tune, you can use waves tune, you can also use FL Studio stock tuning plugin, okay? I'm just going to come right here, low male vocal, use this as C#, the key was C# minor, okay? And then when it comes to tuning vocals, you have to be very careful. You don't want to over process it or, you know, kill the performance or the vocal character of the artist. You have to be careful. Unless the artist states otherwise, try to be careful when tuning vocals. So the retune speed is just simply how fast you want the auto tune to correct the notes that are off key, okay? So if I take this all the way, you're going to hear way more correction if I press play.
Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say oli.
So
just save my soul, just save.
So if I relax it to like, let's say 12.
Oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul.
All right, so now that tuning is good. Now the flex tune is just simply how much you want to allow the vocal sound a bit more natural, okay? If I increase it, you're going to hear relatively less auto-tuned effects. So if I press play,
just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say oli.
all right? So you don't always have to use this, but if you are trying to, maybe you have a lot of incorrect notes, you can increase this to anywhere between 3, 5, or 10. But if you don't want to have that auto-tuned effect in your ear, like here needs to be obvious, you can increase the flex tune, okay? So I just bring this somewhere here, all right? Now, this is not a template. You tweak as you hear, okay? And then the humanize is just simply if the artist has a lot of notes where he holds long notes for a while, maybe he's doing some vibrato or something like that, or falsettos, you may want to increase the humanize so it doesn't squash that vocal character. So let me take it all the way here.
Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh. I say oli oli oh, oli oli oh, oli oli oh. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh.
We are done tuning the vocals. Now the next thing we need to do is clean up the vocals a little bit. If you listen closely, there are some mouth and lip movements going on. Let me solo the vocals so that you hear.
Oli oli oh, oli oli oh. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh. I say oli.
So here,
oh.
You can hear those mouth and lip movements. So we need to take it out, and to do that, we use isotope ozone restoration suits, which is mouth the click. Just drop it on it, and that's fine. If I press play,
I say oli 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 oli.
See, it's minimized compared to.
I say
See.
I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul. Just
see, it's a lot more better now. And then we're going to take out the excess breathing. Okay, so let's use breath control. Now, I not advise you take out all the breath 100%, but you want to minimize them because by the time you apply a compressor, it's going to exaggerate the breath, okay? So we want to minimize it. So I'm going to come down to bring this all the way down, increase the sensitivity a little bit. Basically, the more you bring this down, the harder it's going to take out, or the more breaths are going to be taken out, okay? And the more you increase this, the more sensitive the plugin gets, okay? So I'm going to play it so we hear.
Oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh. I say
if I turn it off.
Oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh.
So it sounds a lot cleaner. So the next thing I want to do is remove some background noise. Okay, every recording, most recordings do come with some background noise. So we need to take it out, and we use RX Pro Voice the Noise. I like using the isotope restoration because it's very easy. It's just drag and drop, and at most you slide a few buttons and you get good results. So just leave it as it is, and it's going to take out the background noise in adaptive mode. Make sure it's turned on.
Oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh. I say oli oli.
So you see, it sounds clean if I turn off the effect so far.
Oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh.
Turn it on.
Oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh.
Now we can actually start the main mixing, okay, which is EQ, compression, and all of that. But it's important you get the tuning and cleaning correctly. If not, you're going to have problems later on in the mix, okay? So you can, if you don't have enough CPU power to continue the mix from here, you can just render this as audio file so you can actually start with EQ, compression, the others. So let's just do that. Although mine can handle it, but let's just render it. Just come right here, consolidate from track starts. No, right from song starts. I want to start from where the song starts from. And you want to make sure your insert effect is on. Make sure it's in 32-bit float, wave, and then want to cut remainder. And then we just simply press start. All right, so it's done rendering, and now we have this consolidated track, and we can just turn off the effects from the main session so we can continue. Then we'll link this to the mixer and just call it hook FX, means it has effects on it, so we can continue from here.
Oli oli.
Then turn on.
Oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh.
So before we go forward, I want to let you know about our mixing and mastering course that you can get from the link in the description below. Now, this course is an all-in-one solution if you're new to mixing or you want to learn how to mix and master Afrobeats, right? This course is going to teach you from the very basics up to your advanced concepts. It's going to give you all you need to know to get really good results. To get this course is pretty easy. You have to just click the link in the description below. So let's get back to this lesson. So now we can then use compression to make it sound balanced and level. Okay, so typically for threshold, this is simply where the compressor starts working from. Okay, if you take the threshold too low, it's not going to work. It's not going to get the vocals enough to compress it. And if you take it, all the way up here, it's going to over compress. You want to kind of like find a good balance. Most times I start from just midway and then I kind of tweak things from then on. So the ratio typically for vocals, anywhere between 3:1 to 4.5:1 is a good place to be. So let me just go to about 4:1. Okay, and then we tweak.
Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh. I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh.
So you can hear this part here is still sounding a bit below. So I'm going to come right here, increase the threshold, then increase the ratio and increase the gain.
Oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh. I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh.
So it's a lot better now. If I were to turn it off.
Oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh. I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul.
So you can see it's a lot better now.
I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh.
All right, but now our advice that you should not try to fix all your inconsistency problems with one compressor. Okay, we'll do some compression again soon, but first let's go to EQ and take out some unwanted frequency. So just come right here, type high pass, order, step 8. For vocals, you can go, this depends on the vocal type and the mic used, but I recommend between 100 to 150 hertz for vocals is great. So let me take mine to about 150 and see how it sounds, and I may back off from there. I don't want to sound too thin. Okay,
I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh. I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul.
Then next I want to find some resonance frequencies in here. So just
I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh. I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh. I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh. I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh. I say oli 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 oli.
All right, then next we want to come again and compress, but this time we'll use a third-party compressor. I want the vocals to be a little bit bright, so I'm going to use CLA 2A.
I say oli.
But with CLA 2A, it's simple to you just use the peak reduction. I want to try to gauge between -2 to -3 constant peak reduction.
I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh. I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh. Oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh. I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul.
So you can see it's not very balanced. You don't hear that drop in this point anymore, but the gain is a bit too loud. So let me reduce the volume. One thing with this kind of compressor, you want to kind of do a gain match before and after to hear how it sounds so that you can really hear the effects, okay?
Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul.
So I can hear some harshness in the high end. So let me use the de-esser first to reduce that. So with the S, the vocal, a little bit.
Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say
It's a bit too aggressive, so I'm going to relax it.
Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul.
This is a lot better. So if I turn off what we've done so far.
Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say
On.
Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say
So next we need to do is remove some more resonance, which is still audible, and I recommend you use something like Suit 2. There are other great alternatives, but I really like how easy it is to use Suits. You can just use the drag it and drop as it is. One of my favorite presets, especially if the honk or the resonance is too excessive. Just type in vocal, then you see a lot of vocal presets in here. I like using the honk on vocal, that is this right here. Sometimes I like using this softer vocal treble as well, or I can even use vocal mid control 1 or 2, just depends. So but for this case, I'm just going to use vocal mid control 1.
Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul.
I know you may be asking, at what point do we start to consider is the beat too loud or is the vocals too loud? Now the thing is that this is going to keep changing till like you're almost done with the mix, so that is not really a main concern at this point. So long as the beat is not overpowering the vocal is not overpowering the beat, you should be fine. But you will kind of relax on that till you're almost done with the mix, then you can start fine-tuning the like how loud the vocals should be on the beat, okay? Because every effect you add is likely going to change the loudness of the vocal, all right? So I'm going to come right here again, and then let's add some shine to this mix. I like using Fresh Air by Slate Digital.
Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say
Then if you want to get the vocals right for your beat, I recommend you bring all the way down, then bring it up gradually, okay?
Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul.
Next, we need to make it sound a bit heavier, okay? So we're going to use Slate Digital's virtual tape machine to add some weight on the vocal. Sometimes just adding it as it is does add weight already, but if you want to exaggerate the weight, just simply increase the inputs. And if you want to reduce the weight, maybe you feel like it's too much, you can reduce it from here.
Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say
So next we need to add an EQ to do a final sculpting of the vocal, and you can use any EQ, but I like to use an analog modeled EQ. Like one of my favorite, the Shep's EQ. So I like to use the Shep's EQ right here and just sculpt out some of the low end and some of the mids and possibly the highs too.
Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul.
Now let's compare it to the demo.
Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul.
So it literally sounds like the beat was swallowing up the vocal in the demo, but when with what we've done so far, even though we're not done yet, you can already hear the difference.
Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say oli 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 oli.
So it sounds so clean, so clear, and it sits perfectly on the beat, right? So next thing we're going to come to is the lead vocal. Since the lead vocal is basically the similar vibe with the hook, that most likely going to share the same vocal effects.
I'm saying what I see, so can't explain, so I moved on.
So it's going to come right here, link it to the original track, so we can have the tuning and the cleanup that we did earlier. Then next we're going to render it. Come right here. Now, like I said, you don't have to consolidate or render your track. I'm just doing this because a lot of people do not have the CPU power to handle all these plugins in one session at once. Okay, so this is the consolidated track, so I'm just going to take it up here and then link it to the hook effects, so they just basically share, you know, the same effects. Now if it sounds like the beat is kind of eating the vocal, what you can do is use an EQ. I like using Isotope's equalizer. I'm going to use the mid-side EQ, okay, not stereo EQ, mid-side EQ, and then carve out some space so that the vocal has some room to shine.
My life got too much demons. Yeah, I'm saying what I see, so can't explain, so I moved on. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say oli 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 oli. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul.
So you can hear now, it sounds clearer. You can hear it better in the mix, right? The vocal is cutting through. So using a mid-side EQ is one of the cheats you can do to make your vocals, you know, just cut through the mix a little bit more, okay? All right, now let's go into the backup vocals, okay? That is the ad-lib. Just turn it on right here. We'll approach it same way. We're going to simply tune it as well. Low male, C sharp, minor, okay? Increase the retune speed. It doesn't have to be the same retune speed as the original track. Most times I personally like over-tuning the backup vocal just a little bit, okay? Then increase the flex tune and increase the humanize.
Too much demons. My life, oh, my life, oh. I'm saying what I see, so
So also going to remove some mouth movement. So Isotope mouth the click.
Too much demons. My life, oh, my life, oh. I'm saying what I see, so
Then next we're going to also do some breath removing the breath, okay? And next I want to do is the noise. There's any noise that may be there, because it's common for you to have noise in your backup or ad-lib vocals as well.
too much demons. My life, oh, my life, oh. I'm saying what I see, so
then next you just consolidate, or let's not consolidate, let's just go with it as it is, just to prove to you don't always have to do this, okay? Then next we're going to use an equalizer, high pass, order, step 8.
Too much demons. My life, oh, my life, oh. I'm saying what I see, so. Oh, can't explain, so I moved on.
Next, we need to compress so that it sounds more consistent.
Too much demons. My life, oh, my life, oh. I'm saying what I see, so. Oh, can't explain, so I moved on. Yeah. Frame my soul with some recall. Say man if you die, say I'm living my own best life. You can ask me why I choose to fight my life. Say man if you die, say I'm.
Then also come again and EQ. Now the way we EQ backup vocals is a bit different from how we EQ our lead vocals. So we're going to take off a little bit more body so that it doesn't compete, in terms of taking up space with the lead vocals. I'm going to come right here again, high pass, and just order step 8, take it to about between 150 to 200. Let's just say somewhere here, but you don't want to make it too thin as well, so you have to be careful and listen for that.
Too much demons. My life, oh, my life, oh. I'm saying what I see, so. Oh, can't explain, so I moved on. Yeah. Frame my soul with some recall. Say man if you die, say I'm living my own best life. You can ask me why I choose to fight my life.
So for panning, you can pan your backup vocals, either leave in the middle or left or right, okay? I'm just going to take this slightly to the right, about 20 to 30%. So now we're going to use Reverb to make our vocals sound a lot better, okay? And to use Reverb for your vocals is pretty easy. First, we'll come to our Reverb calculator. To get Reverb calculator is also easy. Just open your browser and just Google Reverb calculator. And then you just come down here. You can use any of these options, they're all fine, but I prefer this. And then you just type in the tempo. I think the tempo was 112. Then click calculate. So typically I like using the big room and the hall presets. The big room for the immediate vocal, for the short vocal reverb, and then the hall for if I want to make it have like that spacey vocal reverb, right? So I'm going to come right here in the reverb calculator. And then you observe the numbers, right? 33.48 milliseconds and basically 2100 milliseconds on that decay time. So pre-delay 33.48. You can just copy the number, right click, copy. Some plugins may not allow you to type in the exact number. Just try to go, as close as possible. You could go 34, 33. That's fine. Then for the decay, let's bring that out. So decay time is 2100. So copy that. Just double click this, paste it in there, and now we have that. So we'll just listen and see.
Too much demons. I'm saying what I see, so.
Now that is a bit much. I'm going to reduce it.
Too much demons. I'm saying what I see, so. Oh, can't explain, so I moved on. Yeah. Frame my soul with some recall.
So you can make your reverb sound a bit better by using EQ to just tweak it a little bit. So I'm going to cut out some low end and boost some high end a little.
Too much demons. I'm saying what I see, so. Oh, can't explain, so I moved on. Yeah. Frame my soul with some recall. Say man if you die, say I'm living my own best life. You can ask me why I choose to fight my life. Say man if you.
So next I'm going to add a bigger reverb that like washes in the background, okay? That sounds like, there's a lot of ambience going on in the background. So I'm just going to rename this. I'll just name this long tail, because it's a long tail reverb. It doesn't die out quickly, but I'm going to sidechain it, okay? So I'm going to use File Filter Pro R again. So for the hall, we don't necessarily need the pre-delay this time. We just need the decay time, 4200. Let's copy that, minimize, and then paste. Hit enter. Then if I play, it's going to sound a bit weird. Send it in here.
Too much demons. I'm saying what I see, so.
So I'm going to reduce the send.
Too much demons. Yeah, I'm saying what I see.
So to make the vocals still be upfront in your face without being swallowed by the vocal reverb, we need to use sidechain. So I'm going to use Fruity Limiter. There's so many ways you can create sidechain, but I feel like, or I think this is the easiest way in FL Studio. So you come to Comp, sidechain, you right click, Hook FX. That is the main vocal track. Reduce the threshold to the lowest, increase the knee and the ratio a little bit, and then we'll listen.
Too much demons. Yeah, I'm saying what I see. Can't explain, so I moved on. Yeah. Frame my soul with some recall. Say man if you die, say I'm living my own best life. You can ask me why I choose to fight in my life. Say man if you die, say I'm living my own best life. You can ask me why I choose to fight in my life.
So let me turn up the beat so you hear what's going on with the sidechain.
Too much demons. Yeah, I'm saying what I see.
When there's space, the reverb comes up. When I turn it off,
too much demons. Yeah, I'm saying what I see.
It swallows the whole vocal up. Okay, so if you want your vocal to still have that dry upfront feeling in your face, you need to sidechain the big or the long tail reverb.
Too much demons.
So
yeah, I'm too much demons. Yeah, I'm saying what I see. Can't explain, so I moved on. Yeah. Frame my soul with some recall.
Of course, you can still shape the reverb in the long tail. That is long tail reverb. You can take out some low end.
Too much demons. Yes, I'm saying what I see. Can't explain, so I moved on. Yeah. Frame my soul with some recall. Say man if you die, say I'm living my own best life. You can ask me why.
So now let's turn on the backup vocal.
Too much demons.
And I like using a lot of reverb in the backup vocals. In fact, a lot of Afrobeat songs do use a lot of reverb in the backup vocals. So I'm just going to load up on and you can load it directly. You don't need to use a send, okay? Because sometimes you want the reverb to be unique to that backup vocal. Unless if maybe you have a group of backup vocals that you want to share one reverb effect, then you can create a send or a bus. I'm just going to load it directly, then use Pro R again. Then let's see, 4218. Use the max. Let's try it out and see if it doesn't sound good. I use the large room instead of the hall.
Too much demons.
And then you want to adjust the mix.
Too much demons. Yeah, I'm saying what I see. Can't explain, so I moved on. Yeah. Frame my soul with some recall. Say man if you die, say I'm living my own best life. You can ask me why I choose to fight in my life. Say man if you die, say I'm living my own best life. You can ask me why I choose to fight in my life. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. I say just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul.
So let's hear how it sounds now that it's fully mixed.
My life got too much demons. Yeah, I'm saying what I see. Can't explain, so I moved on. Yeah, frame my soul with some recall. Say man if you die, say I'm living my own best life. You can ask me why I choose to fight in my life. Say man if you die, say I'm living my own best life. You can ask me why I choose to fight in my life. Oli oli oh, oli oli oh, oli oli oh. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh. I say oli oli oh, oli oli oh, oli oli oh.
And this is the before.
My life got too much demons. I'm saying what I see, so can't explain, so I moved on. Free my soul with some recall. Say man if you die, say I'm living my own best life. You can ask me why I choose to fight in my life. Say man if you die, say I'm living my own best life. You can ask me why I choose to fight in my life. Oli oli oh, oli oli oh, oli oli oh. Just save my soul, just save my soul, just save my soul. Oh. I say oli oli oh.
So if you found this tutorial helpful, I want you to hit the thumbs up and subscribe for more tutorials, tips, and tricks.